regulations. Let's get the inside track on the world of super yachts, because with the president and chief executive of Sunrise Yachts, Sally, his name?
Guillaume Roché. He and his company, they're based in Turkey, and it is one of Europe's biggest luxury super yacht builders with something like 600 employees.
Wow. Well, the company has just completed and delivered their latest super yacht, the Iramari. 63 metres long with 6 staterooms and space for a crew of 17 people.
Super yachts are, of course, a huge luxury out of the reach of anyone, worth less than about $200 million. So that counts me in, Aaron, out. And as global investment changes...
Speak for yourself, Sal.
What kind of person can actually buy or invest in one of these yachts? Well, I sat down with Guillaume Roché and I asked him, first of all, how he got into this business.
I initially went into yacht building principally because I used to be a captain in a previous life, and I was very tired of running boats that were built with very little common sense and more probably with a balance sheet in mind. So it was important to me to be able to build something of quality and something that made sense and that would be easy to maintain and basically good for the people that actually operate the boats and live on them.
But as a child, you actually sailed quite a bit, didn't you? That's where the passion began.
Passion started that way, yeah. We always had sailboats in the family, and my father one day thought that he didn't see his children enough, so he sold his company and we bought a sailboat and went sailing for 5 years when I was a teenager.
You were 14, what an amazing
14.
experience.
Yeah, it was a life-changing experience actually.
Now you were building yachts in Turkey for some years before you started the business Sunrise Yachts. Why Turkey?
Turkey is, one of the cradles of civilization, but also today it's a nice cradle for young entrepreneurs that have ambition. There are niche areas which are very good and or prone for development here, and the government does help you a lot to invest. They're very keen, of course, to bring in investors. So I saw a great opportunity there, and I thought I'd drop my bag there and try it out.
Have you seen a change in your clientele?
Well, obviously the ultra high net worth group of people can buy these yachts, because for one of our yachts, obviously your net worth has to be probably around above 200 million. What we've seen is more of a shift of the type of client rather than, and when I say type of client is the age group. We find that before we had more yacht people passionate about yachting per se and sailors or ex-sailors. Nowadays we see people that found this look more into the lifestyle of being on a yacht.
Another thing that you say is you have to be very courageous and brave to be in the business you're in. Why is that? What's so difficult about building super yachts?
We are dealing with a client that only looks at the leisure aspect of things, but actually our business is very industrial. So we have a process, we have to be very rigorous, quality dictates that. The builder of the yachts is the one that has the biggest burden, the responsibility of producing something of the highest quality. On top of that, the responsibility of making sure that the client is actually happy.
Is there a carbon conscious billionaire out there? Is there a market for that?
Absolutely, and this is something that we are definitely investing a lot in research. What we found is most of our clients are very keen to spend actually that much more money, because it is costly, even more costly than what it already is, to be able to have zero impact. But I reckon we're about 2 years away from having a fully carbon neutral vessel that has zero impact on environment.
You are a private company, and actually quite a few people, key members of the business, are family members or friends. Was that a deliberate move?
It was and it wasn't. Well, first of all, I'm a very clannish person. That's probably my Scottish heritage. We have become a bit of a family business because I have my brother now who's my chief operating officer, and my chief financial officer is my brother-in-law, my wife is my administrative manager. So I've got about 5 family members in there. So we could call it a family member. And my partner also, Herbert, who's a fantastic person, and one of the main reasons we are so successful. He's also kind of a member of the family now as well. So,
what would be your top tip to someone looking to launch a business?
Nowadays, well, believe in what you do and never give up, really. Because things will be thrown your way. When you're an entrepreneur, actually you're not choosing the easy route, you're choosing the hardest path. but the rewards can be great. But you never have to give up, and you really have to, dig down and go forth.
Go forth, indeed. Guillaume Roché there, the Chief Executive of Sunrise Yachts.